couple of years ago, I attempted to make my own wedding dress. I used this pattern, and to be honest, the pattern didn't have the best instructions, and it didn't fit me at all. And I got really, really overwhelmed at the idea of trying to figure out like which seams needed to be taken in and how to like make it fit me. So I put the pattern down, I gave up on the dress, and I ended up purchasing my own wedding dress. This is what it looked like. But I've always in the back of my brain wanted to go back to this dress and to figure out how to make it in a way that fits me. And now that I am no longer under the pressure of, getting married and having to plan a whole wedding, let's make it. Let's figure out how to properly size it to my body, and let's do that. Warning, this is probably going to be a shorter video and there's going to be a second part. The reason for that is because it is the end of the semester, I've got finals coming up, and I'm moving soon. It is currently like 3 p.m. because I have been procrastinating all day. Every single sewing project has to start with me cutting out the pattern, and that is my least favorite part. Oh, also, my dog ate these scissors. That's what happened to them. But they still work on the sharp end. I'm gonna not waste time, and I'm just gonna get going, and let's start. Sorry to interrupt this transition, but I actually have things to say. So this pattern, in the description, it was like, oh, well, the different sizes are done by color, but you can also just remove the layers in Adobe Acrobat, and that way you can just have one line to cut on. And let me tell you, that was not an option when printing. This is what the pattern paper looks like right now, and I don't know how I'm supposed to tell what size I'm supposed to cut on, especially like once you start adding all of those papers. Hi, Monty. So what I'm gonna do is, this is the computer with the color on here, and I got this little highlighter, and I'm just gonna look at the reference and then highlight which line is mine and go through each individual piece. Is this very annoying? Yes. Are we gonna do it to make sure I have the right size? You betcha. Don't worry, you don't need to see this. I'm just letting you know that it's happening. Good morning. So I finally got everything cut out of the pattern. I don't know why. Cutting things out takes me so long. I think it's just because I dread it the whole time, and so I just like make it 4 times longer than it actually needs to be. But we're done. We did it. And then I cut out the mock-up fabric. I am making a mock-up because I am so determined to get this right. And I really, really want to take my time with it and not worry about like the end fabric. I cut the bodice out of some mock-up fabric, and then I already drew on the darts. So we're gonna go ahead and stitch that. We're gonna do it on a really loose stitch, like basting basically, just because it's probably gonna be taken apart and adjusted. And I want to like make sure it's really easy to take apart. So let's get going. Let's start actually sewing this thing together and see how it fits. Okay, I've now switched into a tank top so that way we can try on the bodice and like actually pin it to the tank top. I'm a little nervous because I honestly don't remember how bad the fit was like 2 years ago. I just know that it was bad enough that I went ahead and just purchased a dress. Let's try on our first mock-up. I got Davey with me. They're gonna help me pin it to my tank top and kind of adjust it because that's a nightmare.
So too much.
Yeah, that looks terrible.
And fingers crossed that I don't stab her with pins.
So we're going to take a bunch out of the front and then a ton out of the back. And then we're going to add a little bit on both sides of this so that that way the strap just fits my armpit a little bit better. That's what we're gonna do for the second mock-up. Hello and good morning. I have 3 sort of good pattern pieces that I cut out of the mock-up. I literally just cut along the seam, so I may have to add back in some seam allowance in some areas, but like it shouldn't be too bad. Now we're gonna take these 3 pieces of mock-up pattern sort of and put them back onto the fabric and do another mock-up just to kind of test it out and see if we're getting any closer. Yes, you look sufficiently silly.
Sufficiently silly. You heard that first here, ladies and gentlemen.
Davey's here to help me with the second fitting again.
Again.
Let's get going. Can you help me pin it?
Yeah, so what are we doing this time?
Same thing. We're pinning it to the front. And then same on the other side. I did move where the zipper is going to be. In the pattern, it said to have it in like the side back. I just want it center back so that way I can keep things even. So
Use it so far.
that's where we're going to put that. Can you?
One more space. I don't know, but I just dropped the pin. There it is. Oh god, this dog. 2 inches on the top. You never find it. And 1 3/4 on the bottom. So you want me to pin it so it's fit?
Okay guys, here's the issue. This is too close still to my armpit. So we're gonna have to shift back that guy. It's also a little bit loose in the waist, and then it's loose. It's kind of just still loose everywhere. We need to shift this guy about 2 inches back to like not be all up in my armpits business. I feel like everything is just loose, and that's really frustrating to me because this is supposed to be my size. So the front's good. I feel like the front piece is better. Side piece, I feel like we need to add, but we'll add 2 inches here. Because I've already had to make this freaking twice, I am going to only remake half of it. So we'll only be sizing it to half of my body, just to save a little bit of fabric. There's no point in me remaking an entire garment if there's only one seam that's being problematic. Okay, hopefully, for the last freaking time, let's try this on. So we're only gonna really look at this side. Let me tilt the camera down a little bit more. So, I did add that extra little panel right here that in the final version will just be added into the side seam. It won't be like an actual extra panel. This is kind of what we're looking at so far. I do feel like this is in a better spot. Front piece is good, back piece is good, or side piece is good. And then the back piece obviously is coming over way too far. So I think I'm gonna take a full-on inch out of both sides for the center back piece. I think we're finally ready to cut into the final fabric, to be honest. So it's already made out of a cotton similar to this one. So it'll fit somewhat the same. And hopefully it will be stinking cute. officially on to cutting out the straps. And I'm gonna be honest, guys, I really want to get this project done. Or I say project, I don't want to get the whole project done because that's unrealistic. But I do want to get the bodice done tonight. I took a little break, ate some dinner. Now I'm ready to go. Don't think I need this much fabric though, and I wanted to save as much as I can. Yeah, that should be fine. Telling me what my heart may heat of the moment. I'm gonna go cut out the second strap. We're gonna sew them on and then sew the bodice liner and outer fabric together. And then we're done and I can show you what it looks like on. We're almost done. I'm so excited. I want to be done so that I can take a nap. I would just like to say that this room is literally a disaster right now. And I don't want it to be. I'm so ready to be done. And yet. Alright. Strap 1. Done. Okay, we are on to the final stretch of the evening. All of the liner and the outer fabric have been pinned together, including the freaking long straps. There's 4 of them. And we are officially ready to sew it together, and then we can try it on, see how it fits. And if it doesn't fit, I'm going to lose my mind. But it's okay. It's okay, because it will fit. I know it'll fit. The time is 9:30 because I keep procrastinating and goofing off because I don't want to have to work. But I do want to have it done. So I'm going to put on the How to Train Your Dragon soundtrack that you can't hear because of copyright issues. And we'll get going. Oh, come on. I don't understand why. My sewing machine tension is off and it's creating gathers. Okay, the gathers are less, which is good. We're gonna loosen it a little bit more. Actually, that pen I just put away, I'm gonna want. That's so silly. Who am I? What have I done with myself? I'm hoping that by ironing the thread, it'll somehow magically make it nicer. It kind of is, to be honest. I will take it. That is a win, ladies and gentlemen. I wish it was just magically better, but alas. Wow, the magic of ironing. Like, I kind of hardcore slayed with this one. Are you guys ready to see where the bodice is at? Look at it. It actually kind of fits. Why is it kind of so cute though? And I love the like, whoosh, the swishability factor. Big fan of it. Ultimately, it fits pretty good. Like, it's a little bit wonky right here, but I don't know if I'll fix it. I think maybe I'll finish the dress and then decide if I really want to fix it. But it fits. I know it's pinned, so you can't really see, but it does fit in back. I pinky swear it's pretty good. It definitely is a little uneven, so it's like higher in front than it is in back. So that just may be a design feature of the dress. But ultimately, pretty freaking good, considering it took me 3 mock-ups to get here. I'm pretty happy with this. Not gonna lie, this pattern has been pretty difficult to work with, and it's been a challenge, but you know what? I think it just might be worth it, because this is pretty dang cute, and I'm very excited to add a whole skirt to it. Stay tuned for part 2. I'll be making the skirt and putting it together and making it a full dress. I'm super excited for that. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, feel free to give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you next time. Bye!